Hello, welcome to another live of the Brazilian cattle. It's a great satisfaction for us here in Expo Genetics to know that you are there at your house participating with us in our fair, even if only virtually. And today we are going to bring you more information, more techniques with our partner, ZebuEmbryo, one of the greatest embryo centers of Brazil that has a lot of technology and a lot of quality to offer embryos to Brazil and to any other country in the world. To tell you a little bit more about these technologies, this structure, and this dedication we're going to receive here in our studio of ABCZ TV. With you, we have Mr. Claudio Demetrio Jr., who is the Director President of ZebuEmbryo, and Karine Rodrigues, who is the coordinator of the administration and financial sector. And the zootechnician Natalia Rodrigues is going to participate virtually here with us. So, welcome to our Expo Genetics, a virtual fair, and you can share with everyone all of the technologies and all of the greatest innovations that I'm sure that you are developing in ZebuEmbryo. That is a wonderful place and that deserves the invitation for you to visit them in their moment, in their symposium when they're here, okay? So I wish you a great live with a lot of success, and I'm going to pass the floor to Mr. Paulo for him to conduct this live.
Well, thank you very much. We thank you for to be part of being part of Brazilian Cattle, to be present here in Expo Genetics 2022, that for all the world tropical cattle breeding is the most important moment to show the work of all cattle breeders here and it's a great moment here. We're going to talk a bit about what we're developing, the work we're carrying out in Zebuino. So if you don't know us, if you're in a different country especially, ZebuEmbryo was established by two cattle breeders or two groups or two people and companies in we came from Ceará and we joined with Santana Farm and we started with ZebuEmbryo. And ZebuEmbryo is in the Mineiro area here near 10 minutes away from Uberaba, and we established here. And ZebuEmbryo now here, it has its own lab. It has quarantine for exports, and we're going to talk about Karine and about some protocols that are being developed. And both Brazilian Cattle and BCZ have been helping us in all of these processes for us to be enabled to export and for embryos to other countries. It's really important if you have the chance. We're going to show a video here in a few minutes. If you have the chance to be here in Expo Genetics, look for us. We are at the part near this main area, and we are going to be really pleased to show you ZebuEm. And there we have the production, which is our main focus, and also the commercialization of the embryos. And of course, we're also commercializing semen, both from our bulls and our partners and clients as well, and as well as national, international semen from dairy cattle to beef cattle. And maybe that might be the future, right? A semen center, but it's something that we're going to think about in the future. And right now, the main part of our activities are the embryos and the donors that are already there from all the Zebu breeds. I suggest us to watch a video, and after that, we're going to talk to Karine. Natalia's online, and we'll keep talking after this. It's interesting to watch this video. We show some of the things that happen within it. ZebuEmbryo, before we say other things, it has a concept which we think is differentiated in cattle breeding here in Brazil. It's an innovative concept within starting from the origin and our work, which is the environmental and the social part. We have an international certification, ISO 14001, which is focusing on the social. We have a selective collection of garbage and waste. We have some of the sawmill that we use to make the wood of the trees that fall down and to make furniture. Besides the well-being of the animals and the care with our associates. And we are very well concerned, especially with a modern management. We manage not only the company, but we manage the people that are within us. That makes ZebuEmbryo to a company that is prides itself in with all of the concerns that has concerning the nature, environment, and the people involved in this operation that make our company so that we can get to where we want to get. So now I'm going to have a chat with Karine. Karine can explain a little about the products that we're working with. Natalia is going to talk in a while, and Karine is going to explain what we're doing so we can offer to all of you, both from Brazil and abroad, our products, not only the embryos, but also providing services and concerning
Hello, good
exports.
morning. My name is Karine. It's a pleasure to talk to you, our clients, our partners of Expo Genetics and ZebuEmbryo. Besides being in this part that was mentioned here, administrative and financial sector, I also take care of the development of a work that we're doing for a long time regarding the commercial part, the trading of the international partners. And our greatest objective today is to give support for us to be able to really have more and more exports. And ZebuEmbryo is already certified and is in the process of being accredited as a technical responsible company. We are working really hard with Comapa and with our partners to really be able to leverage more and more our exports and to work with these countries all over the world. We have some countries from Latin America that we are already accredited in. And my work today in this concept is to really be able to develop and open exports in more countries and more markets and really give all the support that our international clients need so that we can give them our embryos and our work, our genetic improvement in Brazil, which is what we are doing with a lot of effort, with a lot of focus. And Natalia there in the zootechnician part, she works hard about this and she can tell you what we can do in regards to this embryo to bring you the best.
Well, Natalia, explain to us. Now we have our own lab within the farm, right? That is enabled and accredited by the Ministry of Agriculture, MAPA in Brazil. Explain a little about the activities that we carry out within the farm from the production and commercializations and providing services as well.
Well, I would like to say that in ZebuEmbryo, which is a company from my heart that I am in since the beginning of the project. Okay, so ZebuEmbryo has a different focus of different companies that I have always followed, and our service for our clients is very good. We focus on that, and we want to know what the client wants, what the client needs. So, along with that, ZebuEmbryo also tries to develop projects for the clients in regards to the selling of the embryo, of the semen, and of the selling of the service. So ZebuEmbryo sells the embryo that Mr. Plauto has mentioned in a few years, and I find that fantastic The embryo is a tripod, and as a consequence of this tripod, which is technology, genetics, and service. And from this tripod, 80% of this is the service to the clients, which is something that can evolve our cattle raising very much, but we need to be careful about that. That's why ZebuEmbryo is in the market to offer a service that is differentiated for our clients, designing projects to our clients and really making them have the best support possible since the beginning of the production until the end of that. Okay, so ZebuEmbryo also has the service of lodging the different donors, and sometimes the client don't have this production of embryos, so we can do that all internally in ZebuEmbryo, and our client can send their donors for us, and we can lodge them for them, and we will work with a lot of care to not let that donor be too much inside ZebuEmbryo without the collection of ostro for her to be able to produce embryos and for these embryos to be sold or to be sent back to the customer for him to do this reproduction in his own property. We also have the lactation service, which is very detailed. We have one server inside our company that really likes to take care of that, and he can know that if that donor can be a reproductive animal or not. And now we have a partnership with the selling of semen, both of milk and of meat. And we also take this service of support to the semen market as well. And all of these cattle raising services are not massified, they are personalized and they are customized to each one of our clients. We want to really give the best service possible to everyone. And our clients, we usually joke that they become friends and they can enter our house after a while. So we go to the farm together. So the receptors and the technicians, they can go to the genetic and ZebuEmbryo sectors. So in this name, the technician is going to go to the genetics server and select the donors and have the reproduction for each one of the clients according to their projects. And we follow each one of the parts of the project and we do the selection of the donors internally in ZebuEmbryo and also the transfer. So I myself like to go to the farm to have the structure of the farm to be there in the moment of the transfer as well to have more better results and to really be able to defend what we have. So that is something that we really believe is different from all of the different parts of the market. People massify that very much, and that is not what we want. We want a work that is different from all the others. And I don't even need to talk about genetics because that is something that we really want to spread. It's the best genetics in Brazil and to give the best results that we can get in the market. So I think that's it. If Mr. Plauto wants to complement anything I said, we really do a very intensive work within our team, in our commercial sector. Carini give us gives us a lot of support and we help the entrepreneurs And that is the path that we want to follow. So that's what we want to do.
Great, Natalia. Congratulations. I think that you said it all. Our approach of 80% of our work to be providing services and not just the product or embryos. Even though starting in 2012, we talked about becoming not only a creator of embryos producers, we are provider of services as well. We were thinking about how to multiply this good genetics using the tool of embryos, and we managed to understand that embryos still is a new technology. It's not something canned or a one solution fits all. It's that we understand that the service that we provide the clients, and considering the fit, going to the farm to understand what the project of the customer is and the focus, and also to increase the animals that want to be reproduced and bred. I think it was interesting since we talked about structure, right? That shows the facilities of the farm. And once again, if you are in Expo Genetics, if you're outside the country, go look for us. We have the social media, ZebuEmbryo.com. We have on Instagram, Facebook as well. If you want to go to Expo Genetics, go there. It's important for us to chat and understand how we understand. Is it possible to show the video? It would be interesting for everyone to have an idea what the facilities of the farm are. It's a property that is fantastic for it. 15 kilometers away from Uberaba. It's next to the BR 50, next to Ribeirão Preto, and we couldn't have been more better well located than we are right now. So we are very well serviced with water and pasture. It has the ISO 14001 the accreditation that operate in the operation of the farm, and it's with a very great satisfaction that we can say that we are installed here, ZebuEmbryo, in this place.
Aqui nesse local.
We are really pleased, as I mentioned here, to be there located and to be part of the ZebuEmbryo team. And Karina, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the operations and the procedures within our facilities. We just managed to create a commercial team that is really important, and with semen and beef to commercialize, actually correcting beef and milk, then after to commercialize semen as well. So when you look for us, when you talk, we'll realize that we're ready to provide services both to the domestic and international market with this new commercial team that is working really well to meet all demands. Can you talk about the processes and strategies that you're setting up for us to meet the demands and to explain to customers more and more the difficulty that we have? It's not really difficulty, but the specificity that we have to create an embryo here or in another region in the country.
So, for us to pass everything to our client, for our partner who is listening to us, like an event such as this Expo Genetics, which is so important, Zembu Embryo is ready to receive all of the demands, all of the needs, being of an embryo, of a semen. We have many partnerships to sell these embryos and semen, and we have a very good team that has been trained to help you, everyone and all of the clients. We have mapped all of the processes, and I am the responsible person for the administrative area, and we are organizing all of that internally to really have the best process possible, everything as organized as possible, as well organized as possible, so that we can deliver the embryo and semen in the best way. So, all of this mapping, all of this organization inside our company is being done and we are organizing ourselves, and we are really well structured to really provide the best in our results. And I would like to compliment saying that you, partner and client that is listening to us, ZebuEmbryo, what we want to give you is security, because when we do this system, we have many protocols that we follow inside ZebuEmbryo. We obtain our registration in MAPA and the Ministry of Agriculture, and all of the internal protocols that we have to follow, and the provision of budgets with all of the different sectors is really important. And our embryo can be regulated and accredited by all of these different organizations. So, both administratively and internally, in the different processes that we have, the team that we have to build, right, Karine? Yes, our team is really well structured, really well aligned, and it follows all of the internal processes. So, and among all of these other things, Natalia, I would like for her to comment how this organization is done in the animal husbandry area, which really includes the feeding of the cattle as well. Please, Natalia, comment about that. Yes, Karini, exactly. We worry about this since the beginning of the process. And our ISO 14041, which Mr. Paulo has already mentioned, we have a lot of worry that is really intense. Our team works with us, and in ZebuEmbryo, we really worry about all of the minimal details, literally. So the administrative area as well, and the animal husbandry area as well. For the animals that are in ZebuEmbryo, we have an internal control, the different feeding, and to have the best animal possible. We know that the kilos that each animal has, the different areas that we have. Whoever is in Uberaba, you need to get to know that. And that is a differentiated structures that our client talks about, that they'd never seen such a great place. We stay 24/7, 24 hours, 7 days a week, looking at the animals, and we have a routine, and we have intermissions between the support to the animals to produce the embryos in the best way possible. And we know that we cannot remove these embryos many times a day. So we really worry about the reproductive area, indeed. And this is an animal we're talking about. So we need to think about the pregnancy cycle. Everything that we do is thought about. So these animals are completely different. And we know that some produce more milk, some less. And we have this worry. So I think that's it. I think that the storage of the semen that we're going to use in the laboratory is important as well. We have an intensive control. So the temperature of the area as well is really important. We structure all the company in the practical area as well to really be able to attend all of this support to the client. And we really need to see how we are organized, and with the well-being of our collaborators, with our animals. And we are really happy to work inside this company. We are a great family. Everyone is donating themselves to make this project work, and we have complete knowledge about what we do in our company and how important that is for everyone that buys products from Embryo, Zembu Embryo, and they really do this first purchase and they become partners. And it's exactly that we want to happen. And all of these processes that we have done until we reach this place we are going to become faithful clients and companies with this relationship for a long time. We have many clients that we can comment afterwards, some clients that we work with, and I think that's it. I think that we like to tell stories that are really nice with partners that we have. I think one thing that is important, Natalia and Karina, is about the sanitary safety, right? Because the animals that are that come to Zambu Embryo, both from our partners or the majority of the times the ones that we sell of third parties, because as a company we're not able to create and to have all of raise all of the animals. We have some races and some of them there, but majority of them, 80%, 90% of this genetics are from our providers of genetic material. So this is the sanitary issue is something that we really worry about. So we collect, we do some examinations, and we have done that in the quarantine with the cattle that come from abroad. So we only sell it after we assure that it is safe for the client.
Well, something important, Natalia and Karine, that we haven't mentioned is the sanitary measures, right? Because the animals that go to from the clients to ZebuEmbryo, and both are animals from our partners, and usually we commercialize genetics from third parties because as a center, we cannot create all or breed all animals within our farm, and it has some own animals, but most of it, 80 to 90% of the genetics, it belongs to our providers of genetics and the genetic material and the sanitary part. And not only this, before coming to going to the farm, the animal is collected, the material from the partner of in the farm in the property of the third party, especially when the cattle comes from another property. And after that, we commercialize this so we can have a guarantee that these animals are sanitary handled in a sanitary manner, and we can do a very secure thing
Ay,
for
en
our
eso, don
buyers.
Plauto, cuando el embrión va a exportación, todo el protocolo de pruebas que se hacen en los tiempos de cada país y que justo nosotros necesitamos entregar para cumplir con las exigencias de cada país. Eso está muy bien ordenado y registrado internamente. Tenemos una responsable técnica que hace todo este seguimiento y lo más importante realmente que queremos transmitirles es confianza, que tengan la seguridad del trabajo de ZebuEmbryo, que al traer su animal acá están seguros de buenos resultados. Trabajaremos para entregarle la mejor genética y el mejor resultado y que confíen en nuestro
And
trabajo.
we also are gonna make ourselves available so we can create your project in tandem with us to know where you want to get with your genetic plan, what is your goal, the purpose or the target within your property, be it beef cattle or dairy cattle, where you want to get with the genetic improvement. Because as you have seen, as Natalia has mentioned about some clients, some people have visited us thinking about dairy cattle, and we ended up visiting their farms, and we understood that the aptitude and their facilities are connected towards were more conducive for beef cattle. So that's why we set up or we designed a genetic plan for this property and for the beef cattle. And we see nowadays as customers saying, well, not only the embryos were provided, but also the services that were provided by ZebuEmbryo and their technicians. I was there too. I went there in person and I understood that that breeder was not going to have would have a better fit with dairy cattle but beef cattle, and he's part of our customer pool now, and he's really pleased with us. So we understand that before you buy embryo or semen from us for your property and for your project, you have to understand what is your profile, what is your project, where do you want to get, and we're here to provide this consultancy in the best manner possible and the best way for you that you deem well fitting. Count on us, count on our team. Here we have Natalia in the zootechnic proper part of the property, and Karini in the most administrative part with protocols and of the company. And we're always available for us to have more and more customers that are really pleased with our work. So cutting edge genetic material, tropical from zebu, and its crossbreeding, they're very important. Set up your project and set up it if you want to have our help. Count on us if you need it, right, Karini?
Yes, of course. And I think that we can leave our contacts here. We have our email contato at zebuembryo.com, at zebuembryo.com. We are at your disposal whenever you want to. So,
Yes, we're here and we're ready within Expo Genetics, within this ABCZ TV studio. And next to us, we have our a stand as well. And in front of us, next to the place with the referees. And this is basically the Disney of cattle breeding. And within Expo Genetic, we're going to have a lot of fun. Come here, talk to us. We're going to bring you to the farm so you can get to know our work, our genetics, and what we want to do, and what we really want to provide the services for our customers that he wants and to show him what we're able to do. And I always say that we really think it's important within our concepts to work. People ask us, what is the differential? And here, the differential, always one of the property, one of the owners will be there, and I think that's a very important aspect. Besides ZebuEmbryo to providing all of the services that we mentioned here, the three of us, especially the part of the embryos, something that is interesting that we would like to make very clear for all of you is the ZebuEmbryo lab is within ZebuEmbryo, not only to provide and to create our embryos. So we have a certification in here, in Minas and in Brazil, in Uberaba, to have to be a producer and commercializer of trader of embryos, but we have the same certification in the ZebuEmbryo lab to provide services that to manufacture or to produce embryos for our customers, regardless of the animals being within our property or not. And we can receive technicians of every property and to industrialize and to provide the services for within this area. And the main advantage that we have is that for this embryo that is created within our lab of the ZebuEmbryo lab can also be exported. But for exports, the donors have to be within the farm, right? Yes. And we have to have those protocols, and embryos are not just something that you sell a piece of paper or a pen. Embryo is a whole project. It's a trajectory. It's a path that you have to know. You have to know where to get to. And the cows here in Brazil don't have to be within ZebuEmbryo. They just have to be within. We can use the lab, and we can also deal with exports, something that people are looking. It's the whole world wants our genetic so that it can be imported and we can export from here, and the whole world is interested in our genetic materials. So the cattle breeders from many different breeds, they want to ask us questions, and we have to provide answers so that the embryo can get to a country that is outside here, abroad. They have to be within a center that is certified and accredited for exports as well. And this is our goal. Not only the cow has to be within this area, but the lab should be within it. And we understand that this is another service and focusing that our main point is to provide a service. And we're here ready to provide support and in the zootechnician and the technical and administrative part as well. We're all ready to help you. It is a lot of hard work, right, Natalia? Yes, right, but we're ready to do it.
Yes. And something that I wanted to mention to our international public as well is that you should not hesitate to ask your questions for us because the protocols are different for each one of the countries and the way to work is different as well. So, oh, I am in country X and I don't know what to do. So, please send us an email. Please talk to us anywhere that you want to. If you are in Uberaba, you can go there personally and talk to us. And we designed the project for that person because the structure is ready and we want to provide the best service for each one of the projects that are provided to us. So we cannot do everything like a recipe because it's not a recipe. It's personalized, it's customized to everyone, nationally and internationally. And we can help you and provide service in the best way possible according to your needs, your characteristics, and what you want. So we really want to help you in the best way possible.
Something important that Natalia mentioned at the beginning, we can say here, is in order for this embryo to be exported or traded, since Uberaba is the center of the cattle Zebu genetic in the world and in Brazil, we can help that person that might have a demand to export. We might help them. We can help them to prepare these animals to be bred, and such as a dairy cow in a farm that is far from here. And from here we can do this. For example, we have clients from Ceará, which is my state, and the state I'm from, and from Goiânia, and from even other countries that are here producing their embryos, and from here we are going to export to other customers. And here, if you are when you are in Expo Genetics, you can see all of the auctions. You can acquire genetic cow, and you don't have to take this cow to your country. We are gonna handle it, and we're gonna raise it, and if it's a dairy cow, we will improve so we can have an aggregated value in its embryo, so you can take this embryo to your property or to your country, so you can start trading it or to trade it nationally, domestically. So that is a service that we have, that we provide within the farm. We basically live within the farm, and we have this service that is ready to be made. And administratively, we are here to solve the problem of this client.
And the good part about that is that you, client, you're going to have everything in one place. In ZebuEmbryo, you can lodge your animal there, and we can you can send the
We
zostro, and we can
industrialize it
industrialize that in the laboratory and reproduce the
and
embryo
we
and take
enable
it back
it,
to
right?
you, and we accredit you. And at the end of the day, we have a registration that is already done, and you have an entire work that we can do for you, and you can do that without feeling having any problems because we can do everything for you. We are ready to do the complete work for you.
Yeah, I think that the most important and what we would like to convey is please, any friend or customer that is interested in how to multiply or to commercialize a genetic material, whether it's semen or embryo, look for us so we can answer your questions, because these interconnections of protocols in between countries, especially countries from Latin America, that are much more common. But we do have Africa and India too that's looking for. China might start looking for it as well. So there are many countries that are interested or are after our Zebu genetic material. Brazilians do their homework, and by creating this amazing cattle, the Zebu cattle. answer your questions with us, ask us first. So, because there are some people who don't really know what they're saying or what they're talking about, because we're focusing on this, and this kind of knowledge we can convey and give you on how to get this commercialization and this production and the export of this genetic material, which is really important, right? So we're here ready to help you with both in the zootechnics area and the management, administrative
Yes,
protocols,
and
sanitary,
please,
whatever it
really,
is.
talk to us, ask your questions during the Expo Genetics, after the Expo Genetics, in our social media, because we are going to give you special attention in your case and evaluate case by case, like we have mentioned. We do that project by project according to your needs.
And it's always good because we're here in this amazing studio made by ABCZ. But do visit us, meet us in person. Thank God the situation is not so bad now in the pandemics now and pandemic. So visit us. Try to understand our goal, our project, and to we would love to help you and to together with you design this project.
E o
ZebuEmbryo.com
correio
and at ZebuEmbryo wherever in all
contato@zebuembryo.com.
social
Estamos à sua
medias.
disposição para atenderle a usted.
Well, easy. On behalf of ZebuEmbryo, I'd like to thank you, in especially who is the responsible for the international part of ABCZ with the flag of Brazilian cattle. I think it's amazing the work you have been doing since the joining of ABCZ and the Brazilian cattle and Apex as well, and the competence that you have of bringing us together with the international market. And here in this fair, that we have this amazing stand that we have, and to receive our visitors, and always with open arms. We're partners of ABCZ, and that in my company for over 20 years, and my partners for over 40 years, right? And one of the first things that ZebuEmbryo did was to become a partner of Brazilian cattle. We are really happy and we're very proud to be part
Of
of this
the
international
Zebu
branch
race
of the
here. We are
ZebuEmbryo in
proud of you
Brazil.
to have Zebu Embryo and to have people that are committed, like your team, dedicated, professional, that really make our work of trade information and to help the different people from all over the world to become more and more satisfactory, happy, and really it makes us really happy inside to be able to open possibilities to companies that work in this way and to trust our Zebu race to the tropical world. So we thank you so much for how much you trust in our work, for the partnership that we have, and to really offer to the entire world, to our country, a lot of quality, a lot of security. So I wish you all a lot of success. Thank you so much, Natalia, for participating from Powerade. Thank you, Karine, for being here with us. Karine is my partner, okay? She works with me for us to be able to open this health security protocols as much as we can. And it's a great fight, right? Plauto, very thank you so much. ZebuEmbryo, thank you so much. And we thank you who is in your house but is here with us participating in our Expo Genetics. And now it's live again and in person. And if you are watching from home, be here with us next year. It's great to see you. And please stay here with us because the lives from Brazilian cattle are going to remain in the entire week because this is the best of what we do in our Brazilian cattle projects. You're always welcome to our house, the Zebu home. Receive our hug. We'll see each other soon. Bye bye.
Conosco, porque as lives do Brazilian Quero seguem por toda a semana, compartilhando com vocês o que há de melhor das empresas que participam do nosso projeto internacional Brazilian Quero. Você é sempre muito bem-vindo aqui à nossa casa, a Casa do Zebu. Receba o nosso abraço. Nos vemos. Até mais. Tchau, tchau.